Hey, how you guys doing today? This is Colin White, also known as Tech Pro, but C White IT on YouTube. And today we'll be working on a iPad. This iPad is no power. Hooked it up to my amp meter and it's taking no amps at all. So it seems as though that charging port is bad. Now what I'll do to test that charging port is right here I have this is my charging port tester. It's for all Apple products, I want to say, iPhones, iPads, stuff like that. Oh, it says Team Doc Flex Test. So I'll go ahead and test I'll go ahead and test this iPad in diode mode on my multimeter, and we'll see what we get. When you're doing diode mode, you want to make sure you're putting red probe on ground this time instead of black. So red probe will go on pin 8 right here, and then you're gonna measure with this black probe. There we go. Okay, red probe on ground, black probe doing the measuring, 0.854. That seems pretty good. I don't have an issue with that. 8.8, no issue with that at all. This one right here is supposed to be ground, which is good. This one is showing correctly. Now here's one issue right here. No voltage, that should be present. So no diode mode drop. Diode mode measures the difference in voltage from one point to another, and there's no difference, which means that both of these are ground, and that's not how it's supposed to be. This one is showing, it's a little high, but I don't have an issue with that. And then this pin 1 right here, it's supposed to be showing the same voltage or diode reading as pin 5. However, we're not getting anything at all. So that just tells me that we have a faulty charging port. So we'll go ahead and replace that really quickly for you guys. Nice. Okay. We went ahead and we finally got the board out. That took a little while. But what we want to do next, we want to add low melt solder onto those pads. And the reason we want to add low melt solder is because we don't want to risk burning anything on the board. Low melt solder has a lower melting point. Therefore, we can apply heat onto the board for a shorter period of time, lowering our risk of damaging something. Now, when you add solder, first thing you want to do, whenever you plan to add solder, is you want to add flux first. Flux helps the solder flow. Flux helps the solder flow. That's what flux is for. So, anytime you want to add solder, you want to add flux first. I'm going to take this bad charging port off. I'm going to take the bad charging port off and put a new one on. So, first step is to add flux. Second step, clean your solder iron. Second step, clean your soldering iron. You want to clean your solder iron. That way that flux can flow exactly how it's supposed to and you don't have any complications. It's great not to have complications. Well, it's just nice when your equipment works how it's supposed to, Go ahead and add a little bit of solder. Nice. So now we got solder on those pads, low melt solder. Now we have the low melt solder, we can go ahead and add heat. So as you guys can see, went ahead and removed that old faulty charging port. And now we're going to add a new one on. That's our next step. So. Let's add some low melt solder again. Nice. And then what we'll do is we'll go over the low melt solder, or we'll go over the factory solder with low melt solder just to lower that melting point and make all of those traces even. You know, and prep them for the new port that'll be going in there pretty soon. Nice. Okay. Went ahead and prepped it. Everything's looking good. More. Now we can go ahead and put our new port on. Now when you're doing this, that little clear hole that you guys see right here, you want to match it up on this gold piece. So that's how you want to do it. Clear hole, gold piece. You want to be able to see it through there. Just like that. Now we can begin to touch it with our low melt solder to get it to stay. Other side. Nice. What we'll do now is we'll go ahead and clean it off because I know I made a bit of a mess with our 99% alcohol that won't damage the board. Usually with that, because of that flux, this is the cleanest that you'll be able to get it, which it won't affect the usage. It's just more of like a cosmetic thing, but you know, you shouldn't have any problems after you go ahead and you just wipe that stuff up. Even if you left it, I don't think you would have any issue with how, as far as how the tablet will work. However, you know, you want to go and, you know, clean up after yourself. And well, when you respect the craft, this is just something that you would want to do. You will want to clean up. You want to make sure it looks nice. You want to make sure you're not leaving a mess. The goal is for it to look like factory. So like no one that ever even, you know, went ahead and had to go back and touch it again or anything like that. You want it to look brand new. Nice. Okay, next we'll go ahead and test it just to be sure that we're getting those right. Just to be sure that it's working. Honestly, that's why we'll go ahead and test it. We want to make sure it's working. So here's that dock flex test. Here's that dock flex test again. Grab our multimeter. Where I put that thing? Ow. Here's my multimeter. Don't forget multimeter diode mode. When you're in diode mode, you want black probe on ground. I'm sorry, red probe on ground instead of black. And then the black probe will be doing the measuring. So that looks about right. That looks good. It's supposed to be OL. This is present now. We didn't have that before. That's present. This is good. And then we didn't have pin 1 last time, but now we do. So that is a successful iPad charging port repair through SolderWorks by C White IT, by Tech Pro, by me, Colin White. So I appreciate you guys for watching. Also, what I'll do is I'll put it together and let you guys see that it turns on and whatnot. Go ahead and do that.